Alright, we're gonna get started in just a moment here. We're doing Stardew Valley Corruption, which sounds a little odd. I understand that. The reason why we're doing Stardew Valley Corruptions, or I should say, the reason why we're able to, is because of Cheat Engine. If anyone's familiar with the real-time corruptor, terminology for that would be the Hell Genie engine, which uses BizHawk's integrated cheat engine. But instead, we're going old school. We're just pulling up just the cheat engine itself and using that to corrupt an executable file. So we'll get started in here in just a minute or so. I'll grab some ice for my water, and we'll get going. Alright, I think I am ready. Anyone who's unfamiliar with the soundtrack, this is from Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. I guess I should precurse this. I love Stardew Valley a lot. One of my favorite games out there. Probably because I have such a love for the Harvest Moon series, and it feels like a true homage to those. At least the earlier titles. So, without further ado, we'll cut the music. We will pull up our scene here. And anyone who's familiar with my stream in the past, it's a little bit modified from how we normally do things from our BizHawk and Dolphin corruptions. This one displays the cheat engine windows. It doesn't have the actual window itself because it's a bit of an odd aspect ratio, and I didn't want to mess with the actual sizing of it. But up at the top, we have just the value that we're going to be entering in hexadecimal that we're going to be messing with in terms of, the memory address in the game. We have various memory addresses highlighted in a table. They'll be results of our scans. And at the bottom, we have the values that we're going to be changing, so we'll have a variety of values listed there. Off to the far right, we also have speed hack, which I may enable if I need to quickly rush through something in the game, like possibly the intro, or if I need to advance time. You'll see that, once it takes a second to inject, you'll see that scaler here. Starting off though, let's make a new character, just to have a fresh start with everything. And sound should be okay, let me lower that just a little bit. Okay, great. We'll do some like tech, farm name, crash farm, because we may experience a lot of crashes. Full warning for that. Crash is very possible, and upon crash it requires us to restart the game. We have to rerun the executable file, we have to go through the intro, where it says insert ape and all that, and we have to load our file. I can usually do that within 20 seconds, so we can expect 20 seconds per crash. So I'm going to take things a little bit easier to start off with when we're messing around the addresses, just by incrementing by small values, so like 1,000 in hexadecimal. Our favorite things are corruptions. My favorite thing is coffee that I usually put there. We have a dog, and we can do blue eyes, we'll do red hair, and blue jeans. You mess with anything else here, we're going to skip the intro, and I'm fine with the standard form. Here I'd create a save state, but unfortunately we don't have save states, so it'd make things go a lot faster. But yeah, we have our starting area, and time does advance indoors, so we need to keep an eye on that. Of course, we can just sleep, it always works. First thing, we're going to be messing with the indoors, which usually you won't see a lot changed because the background is a static image, so you won't see too much things going on when we're messing with those corruptions. As soon as we go outside, we'll see a lot of change in terms of maybe lighting or stretching the map or stuff like that. So, without further ado, I have a list of predetermined hexadecimal addresses that I can start messing with. They're just general hexadecimal addresses that people would corrupt in other games if you have 3D things going on. This isn't exactly a 3D game, so we may not get too many interesting results, but we're going to start with this address here. We're going to scan, it'll clear off our address list, and now we have 1,400 addresses found up here at the top. Oh, my mouse capture. Actually, I probably should enable that. Let me enable that. Under addresses, and we're gonna hit next scan just to make sure that value stayed the same. If it didn't stay the same, we would want only static values to be listed. So, like, I don't know, if we're affecting the time in the game, that is not a static value because that changes over time. We want to only mess with static things, at least for the time being. So we're going to select, let's do half of these. We only want to do about 700 addresses to mess with. Throw them down here so we can edit them, and we'll select all of them, and we're going to change their value. You can do the change value all the way over here. Change that value just by 1,000. And we may not notice anything off the bat. Actually, for a lot of these, we may not notice anything off the bat, so we're just going to quickly iterate through them, change the values, and see if we notice anything. From testing this ahead of time, I know that at least anything in the 3 range and anything in the C range, I'm not seeing, I'm sorry, anything that begins with 3 or anything that begins with C, I'm not seeing any immediate corruptions, but anything that starts with 4, which we're going to mess with in a sec, does have some visual corruptions. So, I'm going to keep messing with these values. We just did the value of 1,000, we're going to bring it up to 10,000. Nothing really apparent. Since I'm not noticing anything, we're going to be a little drastic. Change this to 4. And yeah, no changes there. So these addresses probably don't have any visual, effects on the game. Maybe a mechanical one, but nothing I'm noticing off the bat. So we're going to throw these out and select the other half of this domain from stock and change it. And again, I don't think this is going to have too much of an effect. And yeah, it doesn't. So we'll continue along, do another search. I want to jump straight ahead to the 4 range. So we got this here. Do a scan for this. We have 3,000 values. I'm going to hit next scan. Notice that the number here changed a little bit. I want to make sure that that stays static. Actually, it's changing kind of a lot. It's also moving around in game. Okay, great. Now we have a static amount. So let's just select half of these again, or about half. Throw them on the stock, and we'll change its value a bit. We're just going to do small increments at the time being. So we'll start with just a very simple value of 1, and that actually crashed the game. That's interesting. That may have some mechanical function with the game. I'm going to real quick restart it. Also, my notification here is going off here. Test. Clear that out. My chat box. This is about how long it will take in between each corruption. I'm going to try to skip through this as fast as I can. A bunch of text here because I don't want to show my other saves. Okay, great. We're good to go. And these values have changed since then, so we're going to rescan, or scan, next a couple times. And just a value of 1 crashed the game, so only an adjustment of 1, which leads me is not wanting to affect its range so much. We can go a little bit higher. Maybe right at the beginning there's some memory that we can't mess with, but if we mess with maybe much. No, a little bit higher. We might be okay in this range. It's not finding anything there. That can't be right. First scan. There we go. Anything that's red is changing. So you see these values are changing as we move around. That could have maybe movement effect. Could have player location effect. We should take a look at those. Actually seems like it has maybe some sprite effect. Trying to see if I can force a value. Unfortunately, it resets immediately. This isn't like exactly like Hell Genie where it forces an overwrite every iteration step. It's only a temporarily set of a memory address, and if that memory address changes naturally through the game, it will reset its value, like we see here. I imagine this is some kind of sprite cycle. What we can do, we'll be able to see this on the screen, so I might not have to worry about it. I can check what writes to that value. Oh, there's a lot of stuff that writes to that value. No, let's not do that, never mind. We might be able to see if there's some function or something that writes to that value and change how that function works. We're not going to worry about it. That'd be... Instead, I'm going to hit next scan. We'll lose those values. Shoot. Gonna reset. I apologize about the little Windows notification ding. I looked through the settings and it didn't seem like you could turn that off. Ah. Shoot. I think you did that by accident. Okay, there we go. 14,000. Good. Let us delete this. Like tap use. Again, we're gonna do a very small increment of like just one. That didn't crash the game. Did that? Wait a minute. Oh, I thought that triggered the log. Okay. Now we're good. Let us increment by 10. So good to go. Increment by 100. So good to go. 1,000. And if you ever notice, every once in a while down here you'll see some words or some text, or you'll see the executable right there. Specifically what's happening there is OBS, when it captures the window, it kind of has the odd transparency effect. The window itself has some transparency effect. Not sure what causes it. It's just, that's my background. It's just a Fortress reference. Continue along. And usually reopening it eliminates that effect. I don't have anything on my desktop. I'm worried about that. Okay, and I'm not seeing a huge effect. Now let's really bring this up by 5. There's a good effect now. Okay, so let's knock that back down. Okay, good. And let's just increment that slowly. So we will, instead of bring this all the way up to 5, we can... Wow, that window does not go back, does it? OBS, that is my change value. Real quick, open that up. No, that's normal. Okay. Let us bring this up to 9. Okay, that had an effect. Bring it back to 8. Made the teacup over here. Here. Do that one more time. Bring it up to 9. And the sort of light on the window as well. Maybe it affects one of these are affecting the right sides. Let's try 8. Yeah, still bigger. We'll try F. Parsnips are just overpacked. That's funny. This is bigger. The actual growing size. Oh, that's funny. So if you think about it, the this is a static image, and the exclamation point is the actual animation that goes on top of it. And I'm curious if we go outside and go back in. Yeah, everything's still big, so this is going to be like a permanent effect. Let's go even bigger. So we'll leave this back to 0. Oh, that's even funny, actually. 0 wasn't the original value, it was 8, wasn't it? Everything's super small. That little box. This one? Yeah, that's back to normal. Let's even make it smaller. Let's do 3 and 8. That must be too small. 2, 9. Nope. Ah, window problem again. I wonder if I can fix that. I'll have to search OBS forms about it. 4, 8. Oh, too large. Too large. 0 and 8 over here. There we go. Back to normal. Bring this up to 9. There we go. So this is the cup, which is only the spread of the cup because you can still pick it up. And our parsnips are huge. I wonder why only the parsnips. Maybe only pick-upable objects like the parsnips are that big. Also, my shadow is huge. Anything else out here? Huge? No, just the things indoors. Oh, alright. That too. What one is my sickle? 5. That thing's huge. I love it. What about over here? This is great, I think. Okay. Anyways. Where we never like get the item is huge too. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Bring it up to 3. Now we can't even see. Bring it up to 4. That's the rock. Bring it up to 8. Yeah, eventually just fills the screen. Bring it down to 0. Tiny everything. We'll bring this down to, I think 3, 9 wasn't working, so 3, 9. Yeah, so you just can't go that far. I don't think my spread's anywhere down there. Okay. So, whoop. We're going to do 4, 1. Maybe like that for a sec. Oh, no, not 4, 1. 4, 0. There we go. Actually, these tiny textures are adorable. Look at that. Really tiny rocks come out of the stones. Really tiny pieces of logs. Okay, cool. I don't believe I have an easy way to go. I guess if I back up my data. Save your current data, save to an exe, create a standalone trader. No. So the best way to go about, I don't know, restoring the values? I'm not entirely sure. I imagine restarting the executable file. But we know generally what is going to return this back to normal. It was like a value of 8 here. Yeah, so we're not to worry about there. What's this range? We can actually return it. Oh, that's right, the original value is actually stored up here from the original scan. So we're going to turn this value right back to its normal amount. Because not that, because we missed 0. Oh, we just copy paste it all. Okay. And now let's increment the scan. So we're going to bring this to all values. Then, so new scan, first scan. And there's only one value, interestingly enough. Which our stockpile. I'm curious what happens when we change that value. It's not something immediately apparent. We're going to do 1,000. Not crashed. And there's not enough values probably to notice anything, because it's only one thing within the game that we're changing. So, let's move along. We'll throw that value out. Go back to 40800000. And I want 1,000 here. New scan, first scan, nothing. Okay. 100 or 5,000, I should say. Nothing. Original value. Nothing. Okay. And we knocked that value down, right? Let's bring this up to value, which is another sort of recommended hexadecimal address, or value, I should say. Addresses are here. I keep confusing address and value. We're searching for values that we're changing. And there are a lot here that don't seem to be getting affected a lot, so they're all static values. Oh, unless I do that. Shoot. Okay, that's good enough. There's a lot of values here, so we're only going to select a few of them. I'm going to scroll down a bit and select all of these. And we're going to try incrementing this by 10. Oh, I didn't do that correctly. By 10. Crash, which is good. I gotta have a black background so that looks better. Could stick it, I guess, like over. You can't see that. All right. Try 100. No changes. We'll try 1,000. Changes. We'll try 10,000. Still the same. Try this. Oh, that changed a little bit. What did that do? Okay, so the position of these sprites got affected a little bit. Can we continue knocking that down? We can. Okay, so there they are now. And they'll keep going that way. Alright, let's reset this value. Okay, that's reset. They're back up there. Perfect. Let us select another range and delete our old range. I'm going to do a large range, normally throwing them on the stockpile down here. Okay, I was going to say normally it slows down the feed engine, but in this case it's okay. Increment by 1. Good. Increment by 10. Good. Increment by 1,000. Good. Increment by 100,000. Good. I saw a little bit of corruption over here. Try 6. Nothing major though. Okay, return back to the original value. Page description. There we go. Let's throw these out. Select another range. And this one I selected a little too much. Okay, because you notice there's a little bit of a hang. I think my bitrate goes down a tiny bit when I do that. Let's try 10. I'm doing such low values again just to be safe. I did experience a lot of crashes messing around with even values of like 1. So that needs to be that safe though, since I don't see too many crashes at the moment. Okay, nothing there. We'll throw this value out after copying the old value back. And we'll do the remainder of the range. One has slight tilt effect and a crash. Okay. So I think what happened there was it slightly shifted the sprites out of their box at the top. Let me reload this while I'm talking. Out of the toolbox at the very top. Unfortunately, there's something in there that led to a crash, so. I'm curious if I can really attach the process. Can I do a speed tag for the beginning here? I can. Okay, let's do 5. There we go. That makes things faster. Oh, except for the loading. Loading still loads the same, which makes sense. It's actually funny when you can speed up, like, when you're a dolphin or something, and you speed up the save time, when you actually turbo it, which that makes sense because they're CPU based, so you can speed up the CPU process. CPU processing. Anyways, let us, what we're gonna do here, return back to this range. We actually got it still up here. Let's do a new scan. Let me return back to 1 and table it. Go back to normal. We'll do a new scan. Actually, we're not gonna mess with 4200 anymore. Mess with 4300. If there is anything under that. There is, surprisingly. Okay. Bring that value down a little bit. Okay, we have 2000 static. You can throw that right onto the stock. From there, increment by 1. No crashing. Good sign. 10. Nothing. 100. Good. Well, this is hex, so when I say 1, 10, 100, this is like heights of 16. No. Yeah, 16, 32, 64. Can't count by my powers of 16. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying 1, 10, 100. Oh! What's this? Look, the multiplayer box! Which I haven't actually seen yet. Single player. I think, like, that's... I haven't actually played multiplayer, so I don't know if that comes up. Is that natural? Wait, let me return this back to the original value. Which is this with a 3. Oh no, it's always up there. Shoot, I was almost excited. Okay, yeah, that's to click down here. Shoot, alright. I was very excited about that. Alright. Slightly levitating our avatar. Really levitating our avatar, and the light rays are going a little further too. We descended. If I really wanted to be tall, this is the way to do it. Don't have to worry about growing. Send. Oh, and the tools stay down there. Because that's peasant work. You don't have to do that. Just make the tools do it. Alright. Let us... I'm curious how high we can raise this. Let's raise it a little bit more. Are we still there? Oh! Ah! That one crashed! Okay. I don't know what happened there. Players are not allowed to hit the skybox. Do speed hack. Gotta reattach the process. Process attached. Yeah, I don't actually think this increases the speed of startup at all. Time does go. They're indoors, so let's turn this off. There we go. Wow. We are still at this range. Scan. Do a couple next scans to just get static values. There we go. Do we want to mess with this anymore? Actually, I don't believe I do. Let's try this, maybe. Yeah. Got some values. Should start doing ranges. Probably a better idea, to be honest. Let's try it. The problem with ranges, though, is we're going to set all the values from certain within that range to another value, which we don't necessarily want to do all the time. It's okay. So how we're incrementing by values of 32 in this case, like change all these and we just want them to be 32 higher than their initial value. We change, oh that actually crashed, shoot. If we do a range, we're going to change all those values in the range, not necessarily by powers of 16, by powers, by values of 16. Instead, we'll do it by like values of 32, values of 128. Huge amounts that could be unsafe to do. Oh, I probably should test a little bit more, right? Alright. Touch process. Questions with the cheat engine usually aren't going to be so cut and dry as it is with like a real-time corruptor, but nonetheless it will give us access to games that you normally can't corrupt, which I'm very happy with. So I'm going to continue along here. Expected 0. Let's go to the D range. And all these values are good. I'll throw all of them over. And increment by 16. 32. Oh, my next power. That much. Okay, no effect it seems from this. These are doing huge changes now, and it doesn't seem to be changing anything at all. Yeah, they'll restore them to their original value, just for stability reasons, and start messing with range. Oh, there's only 3 addresses here. Okay, we'll throw them on. Oh, crash. Okay. With only 3 addresses, that's a funny crash. But definitely understandable. I started doing this. Whoops. There we go. And yeah, again, I'm not really noticing, at least for the B range, that we're seeing any corruptions. We'll also mess with the C range, and then we'll drop back to 4 range. And I'm referring to just the value on the front here. Okay. We're gonna mess with this range here. Nope. Gotta attach the game though. There we go. Found 71 addresses from on stock, and we'll increment by 16. I feel like I'm seeing a little bit of invincibility, but max power. Yeah, there we go. I think that's a crash. Yeah, yeah. Okay. There will be very many crashes this stream. I apologize in advance. My throat's getting scratchy. Water for me. Okay, start messing with the C range since the B range is crashy, very crashy. I gotta attach the system properly. Okay. C range it is. Get a lot here, we'll mess with all of them. I could also partially go through here and, like, if we have 900 addresses, mess with a third of them, then a third of them, then a third. So we would crash less often, but I also want to see if there's an immediate corruption from the entire range, if it's even worth doing. So I'd rather crash more often and notice if we have something with this range than spend a lot more time on these. So, sorry, back to the values here. I'm not seeing anything from this. Go D. Oh, that messed with some stuff up here. Interesting. Okay. Let's knock it back to C. Oh, it's throwing them all together. Okay. So if I didn't have this, yeah, they're back to normal. If we lower this, to like E, is it gonna spread them out? E0. Yeah, it is. Okay, so A. No, it didn't spread them out outside the range of the box, so. Yeah. Original value C, we're incrementing up. Oh, because I didn't have them all selected, that's why. I was trying 4. Yeah, it still spreads them out. Okay. 1. Ooh, degree. And then it stops. We will do E. Yeah, this is just forcing them all together. So there's a nice little corruption. Just messes with the HUD up there. Let's restore it back to its original value. Let's also try 0. Okay, nothing with 0. Oh, just have to crash. I should not do that. I should not set the value to 0 just for the hell of it. To see what happens. This isn't SNES corruptions. Right there, maybe a check for 0. I think it crashed. Search twice again. Oh. Okay, so we know that we're getting some effect with the C range. We're gonna up the C range up to here. Attach system process. Okay, wait for it to load. Great. Scan, per scan. Only found 8, we'll try messing with them. 5,000. One of these is not static, just notice that. Oh, I messed up there, whoops. Let's do... Wow, there are a lot in this range, look at that! Value 0. Did I search for 0? I don't think I did. Scan. Okay, there's only 7 here, which I think were the original 7. It's only these were static, so I messed up. Yeah. Let's put these out. Yeah, put these down. And I don't think these are going to be doing anything. We'll try though. Doesn't seem like it. Nope. Okay. Turn back to the original value. Great. And we'll move along by going to this range. 2. We'll put them all on. Not seen anything with this. Yeah. Turn it back. And then for the last one in my predetermined list, we have this range. We have 400. Make half that list. Ooh, that's an interesting one, okay. Part of the clock now. Or that is the clock now. Oh, and my... What's going on with my character? Only when he changes direction does the sprite actually change. Okay. Bring it to 1,000, 1,100. Let's try 2,000. It looks like a sprite sheet underneath. You can kind of see there's like feathers that are rotating. Old man looking through the window. Okay, cool, cool. Bring this up to 5,000. Okay. Bring this up to amount. Forgot that I can't say the exact value. Okay, without speed hack enabled, it seems like we kind of have a speed hack going on. I feel like that's faster, but I might be going crazy. So what's wrong with our face half the time? When we're on this way. Alright. Let us... What's up to 8? That's a crash, okay. That's our range though. We'll mess with that range a little bit. It's one of the sweet spots we found. That's only half the list too. Let's do the whole list next. I'm curious what else is in there. You started the game 1,000 times. Ooh. I don't know. Is that true? Shoot. A lot of starts. Start outside again. And we're gonna look for this range once again. Do a couple next scans. Ah, shoot. Yeah. Accept a range. Let's do all of them this time. Throw them on the stock. From the stock, we're going to increment the value just by 1. Yeah, immediately, even with 1, up here this changes. I don't know what's going on with that. Looks like it is the dial. So I'm wondering, do we have the other effects as well, where we had one of these? No? Okay. So there's worth messing with this a little bit. It just added on something up here, so... Oh, there's also... What is that? Looks like rock? No. Oh, it's a very small stump. Okay. Or sapling, I should say. Oh, we got a weird shadow thing going on. We're walking downwards. Do F. Alright. Do FF. And that immediately starts messing with how the sprite works. Town. go into a town just by skipping by sheer willpower, forcing our bodies over there. We don't need to walk. Okay. Bring this up to FFF. Kinda like he's moonwalking. No, not moonwalking. Walking on the moon. There's that weird broken one again. Okay. Let's increment it again. FFF. Hey baby Blue Ford, how you doing? I'm doing Stardew Valley corruptions, which are coming out okay so far. Like, what is going on? We're using Cheat Engine for it, which is a little bit different. I'm getting used to it slowly. I know there's a lot of stuff that I'm not using with it yet that I need to practice using, but a decent start nonetheless. Still busy as ever, yeah, I feel that. But I hope eventually it dies down. Fingers crossed at least. We disappear there. Let's try description. Okay, that got rid of. Ooh, there's a crash. Okay, I got rid of the dial altogether, and I imagine because I got rid of the dial, that affected how the game was like, you know, iterating. It was like, oh, there's no dial, let's crash, maybe something like that. That's how games talk. Detach the system process. Let's clear it up. Okay, we've been messing with this range. I'm going to say a sufficient amount. We'll do it one more time because I want to mess with, let's see, the leading character. Yeah, I'm going to change it from C to like E. You know nothing about Stardew? Have you played Harvest Moon? Okay, that is Crash. Alright, let's not listen to that range anymore. We'll adjust it a little bit. I'm a huge Harvest Moon fan. I played all their older games and loved them to death as a kid because you can play them again and again and again, and it's all about farming and great and relationships and building community. And I love those games so much, and this is a good homage. Haven't played that either? Shoot. I was gonna say if you ever wanted an introduction to the series, I would probably recommend Stardew Valley. And then go back and play the older ones. I like the older ones a lot more because I played them when I was a kid. And I couldn't imagine starting on them. Whereas I could imagine starting on Stardew. It's great. It's a homage to the old games in a fantastic way. If you've never played the older ones, then I keep saying older ones as if they're part of the same series, same genre I should say. If you've never played the older ones in the same genre, I wouldn't say you would need to. It's just a good introduction to it. We're going to try changing our range here. C8. And seeing if there's any values. I'm going to attach the system process again. There we go. And we will delete these addresses and throw it in here. I also thought this would be a decent one to start off Cheat Engine. I was going to do a 3D game, because usually with 3D games you can mess with the drawing, the polygons, all that kind of stuff. Let's start something that the computer can handle. Okay, no changes in this range. Quite a big change. Yeah, nothing from that, so we can restore them to the original value. Let's try range. I am curious what a range would do. So we're going to do new scan. in between the values of, we're going to do the previous aforementioned range, which is from here to here. And delete the white space. Rights, yep, first scan. We're going to find a lot of values in that range, which is okay. We're going to do a next scan a couple times, make sure they're still in that range, they're not changing. If they're not in this case, there's a lot of values in that range. We're going to select just a little bit here though. Scroll down there. Stockpile. Put this on the stockpile. And it's going to hang a little bit because I selected a lot there, and it makes sense. Hopefully we won't crash by messing with this many. Yeah. Yeah, this is where I was a little worried, is the values that we're seeing are very, very diverse. So even a small change of like 16 is going to affect all these in a major way. But that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to set all their ending bits to be 0. And that is a crash. Shoot. I don't think this is a good way to go about it, but I'm going to keep trying and narrowing down my search a little bit. But we are going to get many crashes this stream until I nail that down. Stardew also has a very beautiful soundtrack, in my opinion. All of Stardew was made by one guy, and produced by Cuttlefish, I believe. All made by Concerned Ape. And he has progress pictures from like the first iterations of the game when he was just getting started programming, getting started with music production and all that. And it is strikingly different. Like, his early iterations are something that if I spent a month working on, I would be proud of. It's nothing compared to what it looks like now. It is a gorgeous game from its origin. Alright, attach system process. How should we do this? We're going to try messing with specific things. Let's look in, keep this range, because this is about, oh no, let's look at this range, I should say. This is about where we saw some interesting stuff. Oh no, because we already messed with all the values here. We know that it isn't doing much. Let's do a very small range then. A range of value bigger than, what are we doing? New scan. In between this and, let's do 1,000. Yeah, first scan. Okay. That's a reasonable amount, 645. Mess with that fairly safely. Let's throw these on the stockpile, select all of them, and we'll set all of their end bits to 0. Man, that's not a good thing to do. I was hoping, well, 1,000, yeah, I guess that's a bit much. Let's try just to 9, might be a little bit better. How about from, maybe a better way to phrase these, from this value to this value ending in like F. F. That's all we're doing. Okay. Let's do exactly that, so do F. And new scan, first scan. I gotta attach the system process. I gotta reset all this. Values between this and this, good. New scan. Okay, 499. Nice. Throw it on. We're gonna set all them. I keep doing F, but I'm sorry, I keep doing 0, but that keeps crashing. Let's do 1. And that's a crash. No. Okay. Open it back up again. Keep trying until we find something that we can do. I think messing with a single value would be probably easier in this case if we determine like something is changing a lot and force a different change, but I'm stubborn. Real quick, I am going to refresh my drink, and in the meantime, what have we been live for? An hour, okay, that's a fair amount of time. I'm going to switch here. I'll leave the music playing. I don't need to pull up the soundtrack. But I will be right back. Alright, drink is refreshed, ready to go. Pull this back up. The loading does not actually work. Oh wow, that's interesting. It won't load when you don't have the window focused. It's interesting. I want it to rain. Why don't I just... Let's just skip ahead. I want it raining outside. It usually rains on the second day. I'm asking. This really is random. No, it really is random. It's gonna rain tomorrow, please. Rain all day tomorrow. Yeah, we're switching tomorrow. Also, I think we're on save too. Shoot. I'm not gonna be able to distinguish it between the two, but that's alright. And I love rain. We'll mess with the rain a little bit. We'll mess with the outside. Let us do another scan for this. I want to see if stuff's changed. 41. Yeah, it's the same stuff. We affected all these. With change of 1, our clock should be messed up. Yeah, okay, same deal. Get it back to 0. Finding a range you can mess with is tough. I'm going to absolutely say that. Let us try. Nope, nothing. I think I'm attacking this the wrong way. Oh, there's a good range. Yeah, alright. There's just 1 from 7. I'll copy that. Just in case I lose it. And this is 700, so we can just throw this all in the same stock. Toss it on. Got this window. Look at this. This window. Bleed effect. I don't like that at all. Alright. Commit by 1. Crash. Good sign. Increment by this. Again, I can't say 1 because these are hex values. Crash. Dang nabbit. No problem. I guess I should have done a little bit more work ahead of time to make sure what I can and can't corrupt. Ooh, I affected the window size. I don't want to do that. Let me restart. If I affect the window size, it messes it up in OBS. Here we go. Oh, I didn't see which one was raining. Shoot. What's the first one? Okay, awesome. I love the rain. Except there's no music, which is a little sadder. It has a nice pitter-patter effect on your ears. So affecting all these didn't produce the effect we wanted. Well, let's go back to the 4 range. So we'll go back to this one crashed though. Go back to here. Now we have to attach the system process again. We'll mess with this range. This exact amount we didn't want to mess with because it didn't quite get us the right result. Yeah, but it's like when I go from, I'm doing the numbers wrong, so it's hexadecimal. I feel like 48 on, or no, this 40 equal by a bunch of zeros. Incrementing this to 9. Maybe it needs to be powered to 2, so 2, 4, 8. So if I did 2 here. These are values, though, so these are important values. Not necessarily addresses. Addresses would make more sense, and it'd be like, okay, what values are listed at this address, but that's not how Heat Engine exactly works. Let's do this. We say we don't know our initial value, which will give us pretty much all of the values in the method mode. And we'll look for everything that, for everything that stayed the same. Unchanged value, yes. Exchange. A lot of the values did not change. Shoot. We look for exact numbers. Why don't we just cheat the game a little bit? Because I'm feeling like doing that. Unfortunately, we need stuff that changes. Something that's obvious that is set right now is our money. However, the problem with changing the value of the money, our gold, is we can't. Well, yeah, we can easily change it. Let's go to the store. That's how we do it. Wednesday, is Pierce closed on Wednesday? I think it is. We can go to Joja. Hold on. Evil Empire one. This isn't corrupting though, this is cheating. Which isn't necessarily as fun. It isn't as fun, that's easy to say. Oh, it is closed on Wednesdays. Shoot. Alright, we'll run over here. I gotta find other ways. See, the problem with corrupting executables is there isn't a lot out there for it, understandably, because you need something that... Fine. Okay, let's do this little speed hack here. There's not a lot for executables out there. I'll do a little research to see if there is anything I can find, but I don't think there's a lot out there. Okay. Our cache is at 500. We're going to start a new scan for 500. For scan, there's 1,000 things with 500. We'll go next a couple times. Pretty much a lot of these are stagnant at 500. We're gonna buy something. Oh, membership is available. No, we don't want to buy membership. I'll avoid you. We want to buy cola. Inventory. Oh, we have 425. We're gonna search for that exact value and see in this range. Oh, that's not good. Really? No. Oh, all right. Because we're looking in hex. That's why. 25, 168. Okay, we're gonna buy another thing, another cola, another disgusting cola, and 350. I see a lot of 350s. I see 4 350s. Let's put all these on the stack. Probably one's for maybe displaying, one's for maybe the actual cash value. We'll see. Let's change this to 75. Well. Yeah, let's mess with each individual one. 375. 370. How do I... Ooh. I don't want to force a value to change. Well, maybe there's checks in the system, so I have to change all of them, otherwise it doesn't actually change. So, we can't do that. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I was going to say, what if I put a value like F into there? What will actually happen? 1, there, let's do that. And I want to make sure that works. throw this disgusting soda away. No, we don't want to drink it. That. Terrible. We don't actually want anything. I don't really have a reason for changing that. We don't want to buy that. That's how you actually cheat if you wanted to cheat. But we don't want to cheat, we want to corrupt. I'm going to change to 0. Okay. What do we do now? What do we do now? I want to mess up the time. However, that's probably not stored as, 1030 the value. So, I think so. You scan for scan. Feedback. Oh my god, it actually is 1040. Look at that. Haha, it's a integer value. What do you know? Okay, so let's do all 1040s. Throw these on the stack. Delete these. I would figure it would have been something else. We'll see if this actually works though. So we will change these values. I can't change properly. Okay. To 10. We're gonna go back in time to 1030. Wow, that actually works. Wow. Okay. That's neat. I like that. Still not corrupting, unfortunately. I know it's not as exciting, but that's kind of neat. I like that you can change that. So if we went back to 7. Is that just 700? Yeah, it is. This is close. Yeah, it is. Huh. How about that? So noon would be 1200. It's military time, so 2300. Yeah. Actually affects time too. Huh. The actual environment. I'll go back to 1. It's not a correct time. Let's not break it. But you're breaking it. 1000. There we go. Okay. What time is it? Oh, it's 1. It's locked. Oh. It's trying to figure it out. I wonder how that works. Maybe it's a function that... It is a function. I'm looking at the values that they're changing in certain ways. So, eventually, this will roll over to proper time. Because you'd think incrementing by the values at 10. You could probably pull up that... We could probably pull up that function, couldn't we? We find out what writes to this address. And maybe to pull this up in a window. Window capture. We're going to call this writes. And we're going to point it towards this. Yeah. Now, do I have to wait? Yeah, I think I have to wait. Pull this to the side. I'll let the game increment a little bit. It goes to 40. Okay, there we go. I need to pause the game by... There we go. And another window pop up, which you're not going to be able to see. But essentially, this is assembly code that writes this out. So, move the value at EAX to EBP plus 8. EBP, I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with that register. But we're going to move that to AL. And we're going to do shifting. I don't know what this is. Address jump. We're shifting. It's a move instruction. It's not actually any addition instruction. More information. That's cool looking. Assembly, yay! It's not that exciting. Delete that window. Okay. Anyways, we messed with time. That's not very neat, but something we can do. That's something I want to save in case I need to be somewhere. Missed that important date? Well, guess what, bud? Just turn it back to 7 o'clock and you are hours early. God, I wish I could do that in real life. doing a corruption stream when you should be studying, we'll just knock that back down to 6 o'clock. Ready to go. Okay, this would be weird. Can we do a string pick? I don't think we would store the date as a string. We need a new scan for string. Can't actually affect the day though, right? We're gonna get rid of the time. That was fun to mess with. Oh, we'll leave it there. We'll mess with all the Wednesdays, and we'll turn them to Thursdays. Was there a new line character in that way? Oh my god, window, please. There we go. There is a new line, so I don't want to eliminate that new line, just in case we need that. But Wednesday, Thursday is HR? Go to Friday. F-R-I. Know that one. Oh, shoot. Only one new line. Okay. No, okay, so it's just strings. I was hoping this might change. Understandable it didn't. Between maybe a string comparison to check if the date is proper to go into Pierre's, but I get that it doesn't. It maybe does it because of an integer value. It's an easier to check than having to search a string. Let's go to a new scan. What can we mess with? We can mess with arrays, strings, doubles, floats, 8 bytes, 4 bytes, 2 bytes. We're gonna mess with 4 bytes. What else can we mess with? We got time, we got money, we got I don't know what else we can mess with. Let's search for everything that has a value of 0. That's too many things. Let's see if it unchanges. Still way too many things. Us. Now clear our stockpile. And what did I do wrong? The window sec, I guess. Oh, I hate to close that out. I think I need to though. Oh, that closes Stardew. Oh man, that's a lot of work. Okay, cheat engine again. I don't actually know. This is. Let me try something new. We're gonna open up. Not cheated in Stardew Valley. I'm just a little curious if. No. Like a little Endian value. As opposed to a big Endian value. This is just the reverse of the one I searched before. I think it's a little Endian. Because we had options that were working. Imagine if I search this. So why is this available now? I don't want this. I don't know what this is. But you can't see it on screen. Never mind. First scan. There are values. I don't know what they are though, so let's try messing with them. Just in case. Select them all. Well, no, because, yeah, when we messed with the very furthermost left bit, that was the big effect. Okay, so these are not little Indian, these are big Indian. That makes sense. Okay, cool. I'm reading through the wiki for some suggestions here and there. That wouldn't have quite made sense to me. Let's go back to the basics and start with this address here where we crashed earlier. Got your throat, water. Okay. Here we go. Let's actually try D. Okay. Get some there, surprisingly. With these. Convert these by 1,000. Okay, from there. We're not even going to bother restoring them to the original values. From there. To the remainder of the list. I'm not even playing it safe at this point, there's nothing there. Let's try the 8. Some stuff there. Lots of those. Ah, shit. Shoot. What I should be working on is a 3D game, because those are going to have more obvious effects. But I don't have a very easy to play 3D game that I know runs well, otherwise I'd probably be playing it instead of Grubsing. I now have Rocket League, which doesn't run fantastic. I know I have Fallout New Vegas, if I do my graphics mod to it. Still, I don't think it was fantastic. We might be able to get that going. I don't have a lot of games that are 3D. We're gonna do... Let's see here. Attach the system process. What's going on, cheat engine? Why are you frozen? There we go. Yeah, let's do scan. Let's take all the initial values. Ooh, that was a good one. On the crash. No! Shoot, I was happy with the results of that. I forget the value I changed it to. Alright. Alright. Restart. Attach system. So this is really just the smaller, this is what we had earlier, but we're using a wider range. Oh, we're crashing too often. Where we were making the sprites larger or smaller by changing that bigger value, one of which seems to make your sprite clothes smaller. It's interesting. I'm going to try really bringing that value down and see how much of an effect that has on the sprite. Okay, another scan, first scan, select all the values, put them on, and we're gonna face this way and do a new scan. Weird, like, oh, it's getting crashy. Oh wow, look how tiny that is. Wow, even my cursor's tiny, look at that. My character's down here, if you can see. Oh, no. Let's try switching weapons. Okay, well that's been fun. I don't think we'll be able to do too much with that. You can always go outside, see if that has any effects, but... You know, another game that I do have available, I'm thinking about doing, and I could do it real quick, but the intro is long, and I might be able to speed hack through it. It's also to do Cleaner Heights, because that's just another game that's similar to Harvest Moon that I have in my library already installed. We'll give that a go. Change this value. No, I didn't. Bring this to this. I gotta attach system process. There we go. This is the one where we had earlier. I'm not going to touch the tools up there because last time I did it crashed, but it's slightly shifting. Oh, there's a crash. Shoot. We're going to do Cleaner Heights. That's what I feel like doing. Because I am having too many crashes with this. I'm probably going to have crashes with Cleaner Heights too. But I get to talk about Cleaner Heights for a sec, and that interests me. But on Twitch, I'm going to have to, real quick, I don't know if this will stay, but I'm going to switch my category to, I don't know, Cleaner Heights has a category. Well, it does. Good for Cleaner. Update. It will not stay. It will definitely put me somewhere else, but... Oh, I know, I uninstalled it. Okay, it will only take me half a sec. It's only 100 megabytes. 100 megabytes. Man, my voice is getting tired. It's already done, because I have great Chicago internet. Thank you, Gaggle. Well, this... I think I have full screen turned off for my last config. If not, it might take me another sec. Yeah, cool. Now I just gotta capture the window. So, if anyone hasn't heard of Cleaner Heights, it's similar to, let's say, like Stardew and the Harvest Moon series. It's still a farming type game. It still has the relationship aspects to it with community and all that. However, it has a certain twist to it. And I've been considering playing this on stream. I haven't been sure yet. I don't know if anyone would be interested in me doing that. Excuse me. Oh, I gotta readjust the window. Let's see here, give me a sec. How is that? The twist with it is that the game is intended to be a little bit darker. By darker, I mean it has, suggestive themes. It has dark humor occasionally. Uh, without revealing too much and without revealing anything that actually happens in the game, which I would be willing to do, but I don't want to ruin it for anyone else. It's cool. And for the reason why I don't like, for example, there's a couple things in Stardew, which I also won't reveal. But there are things that you can only discover, quote unquote, once. And if you looked them up and found, I don't know, found out about a secret that you weren't supposed to know about, unless you discovered it naturally, you're never going to get that secret back. And that's what I really like about the Harvest Moon series, and what I liked originally about Stardew Valley is because it has those secrets in it, and it's interesting to find those secrets. Sadly, once you find them, they're no longer secret anymore. Like, there's no more secrets for you to find. You have found all of the secrets that there are, unless there are more updates and stuff like that. And that's why I would go through each Harvest Moon game, find all the secrets naturally. I didn't like looking them up, and that was my experience with them. So any iteration of this sort of relationship farming type game, I try to immediately play it, and I try to, as much as I can, keep an eye away from those secrets. And most of the time I do alright. This one I looked up 1 or 2 secrets, and then immediately I hated that I did, because they were amazing secrets, and I wish I didn't look them up. And, it's cool. And a lot of the secrets in here are interesting, and they're dark secrets as opposed to magical or fun secrets in Stardew and the Harvest Moon series. So I suggest checking it out if you haven't already. It has its problems. I remember I found it and I showed it to one of my coworkers who's a fellow game dev, and I was really into the idea, but then she shot it down because she looked at it from a developer perspective, which then I saw some of the flaws that the game has, which have actually since been updated, and developers have been working hard to make it a little bit better. I also just noticed that earlier when I tested this out, I had it installed earlier and I hit... Oh, no, never mind. Continue. Okay. Never mind. I lied. I forgot those save games. I thought I accidentally overwrote my save that I had for a while, but I didn't. There's 3 saves. And that is very quiet. Let me turn that up. Give me a sec. Sparky, I did act as a quick one just to skip the intro. Yeah, it's still like a Stardew or Harvest Moon game. You still have your tools, you still have your gardening, you still have your stamina and your health and all the lots. You still have your field. You can turn... Originally this tile wasn't here. Oh, it is running actually a little bit slower than I thought it might. This tile wasn't originally here, so it was kind of frustrating in order to clear the fields. You had to kind of guess where you were swiping. But, same kind of stuff. Workings off, when a scale, vibrance. Let's turn music volume up. On stream. Okay. Great. Anything else I want to do on here? There's a sin meter. I haven't sinned yet. Skills, maps, all the like. Actually kind of makes me want to play it again. Anyways, I'm gonna try seeing if we can corrupt it. Yeah, let's begin. Starting off, it's unlike when I look on other things outside the window, because it doesn't run very fast. That's okay. We will figure it out. I can't change this, can I? It's like, no. No. It is what it is. It is what we get. Let's do this. Something else I need to do before I forget. I'm going to throw the executable for this onto my desktop. Oh, it's going to sound terrible. Let me mute desktop audio so you don't have to hear that. I do. Throw an executable on the desktop so I can rerun it as soon as it crashes, because if it crashes, probably inevitable. Oh, why'd it get louder? Oh, my ears. Jesus. Copies. On Steam. Local files. Browse local files. Oh, it sounds so bad. It doesn't like it. Create shortcut. And throw a shortcut on desktop. Okay, great. I'll let you guys enjoy the audio again. We increment these values by 1. Oh no, I was saying that earlier. Earlier I was saying 1, but this really was a value of 1. I gotta retrain on my hexadecimal. And I'm awful with that. So this really is 1 through 16. And this is 16 through 32. Oh god. Anyways, let's do this much. What is this much? This is 60. Check. Anyways, we took damage. That affected our damage for some reason. I think. No, that's our energy. Never mind. 50 bars, okay. We're just doing that actually. I don't see anything getting affected. Some bigger values. Yeah. I think we can leave this range to be. Up. Totem. I'll more in this one. Oh, a lot of them changed, okay. These don't seem to have any effect. We're going to move outside the 3 range and go to the 4. New scan. There's a lot there, but... Oh yeah, a lot of them didn't change either. Okay. We'll do a quarter of that. Or half of it. Increment by 1. Oh, crash. Oh, that's how it's a run. Is there an auto run? Being controlled. Stick run. Well, I don't. I guess I'm using WASD. No. Yeah, it's helpful right now. Increment by 1. No error in action. Push because it's outside of range. Okay. How do I delete this code error? Oh no! Oh, was that a Steam error or was that a cheat engine error? That was a Steam error. Shortcut. I had an array and a bounds error and that forced it to close. That's weird. Continue. Oh, this music's gonna bother me. Let's do... Turn it all the way up on stream. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. I think it's the best way to do it. Scan for scan. Oh, I gotta attach it to the object. Okay. Okay, nothing there. It says, here in action number 1 of draw events for object tile draw. That's funny, so it actually is like a legit error code. Data structure with index does not exist at object draw. Ignore it. No, because then I get a fatal error. But what if we say screw it? Oh no, we can't. Okay. No error is going to force us to leave. That's unfortunate. That's not corrupt fun. That's not easily corruptible. Let's try. We'll just do a different range instead, because it's right within the last bit that we just selected that we run into the issue. Yeah, I'd like to just play this outright. Yeah, maybe play this outright on the side. A good long game. I don't really have one. I was doing Fallout for a while, but I don't have a desire to play Fallout anymore. I'm gonna attach the object. Yep. Found 1,045. Alright. Okay, no effect there. Let's move on to the... Oh, we actually have one more range here. 6,000 found. Jesus. I can't really seem to affect that either. This must have been the same range we were messing with earlier. Let's move on to the B range. Go down a little bit here. Seen any effects? Let's go outside though. Oh, error when we walked outside. Stack frame, farm parameter, line 0, drops, and room town create. It's just an error. Can we avoid it? Error. Oh, we avoided it. Okay, that's kind of neat. I don't like those error messages, so I don't like that it forces it. I wish it would correct me. It does seem to mess with drawing, but not seeing any immediate effects. Probably because they're not redrawn. Like if I were to off screen, come back, down, permanently drawn maybe, and we're just having a scrolling background. They're not having a chance to be redrawn. What do we do from here? Let's just jump up to the C range. Considering stopping soon. To see if we get any interesting results though. Maybe not though, just because of how this game works. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much. It's the very end of the range that we can go to reasonable options. There's only 11 there too. I just want to see some stuff like that though. Nothing. Alright. I had my fun. For the heck of it, I want to see if I can get some cash in. So, do 500. That's not a hex stats, so how do you as the actual value? Scan. There's lots of 500s. Go buy something. I don't really know what's expensive in this game. I guess there's not a lot. It's like a wedding ring, but wedding pretty cheap. It's from the general store. I'm not showing any of the characters because I don't think we'll be that interested. But yeah, interactable. Yeah, I broke the characters. Okay, I'm hitting the wrong button to talk to him. people pass the room. Shoot. Alright. Let's just instead throw all values of 500 on here and change them all to be 9 that much. See if that's did anything. How do I enter my inventory? Let's tab. EB. Can I do it in my inventory anymore? I don't think so. Oh, it's escape. Ah. Error. The 500. Okay. It's the only one that's still 500 out of that list. I tried changing it and switched back. That's really changed. It's not switching. Okay. Had my fun. We'll switch back now. Actually, I guess I'll call it for the stream. How long have I been shooting for? Oh, an hour, almost 2 hours. Okay. That's a reasonable distance, a reasonable amount of time. I'm getting tired, as you can tell. I'm saying the wrong words. Let's go here. And let's pull up music. So, I do not like the results of this so far. And I think it's because I don't have much experience in it yet. That's okay. Because with practice comes experience. I just need to practice a little bit more, I think. Let's do, what's a good OST? Shoot, I can't think of anything. My mind's drawing a blank. Let's do Mario Sunshine. It's gonna do the whole thing. There it is. Awesome. There we go. Okay. Thank you if you're watching this and you had to struggle through it with me. I feel like I should just delete this off YouTube. It wasn't a very good result, so we had only a couple in Stardew. Nothing in Gleaner. But I'll throw it up anyways. Yeah, so I need to practice Cheat Engine some more. It's not going to be exactly like Hill G, where the values that we write are permanent. It's only temporary changes. And yeah, very crash heavy. Don't have save states, so recovering from crash can take a long time. I can see why there aren't many PC corruptions. So this isn't the perfect way to corrupt either. And someone host. We'll be going back to SNES and various other corruptions, GB and Game of Color. Coming up either tomorrow or one of the various next days. I was finding something else to stream, but I couldn't find too much. I'm very limited on what I can play on my weak laptop. I have Cogmine downloaded. I was going to stream that today, but I didn't get around to it. Also didn't really feel like it either. But I like doing corruptions. Plus I figured out Cheat Engine, and I was like, oh, that might be a fun one, but unfortunately not the case. This guy looks like he's playing Aoni. I'm not sure if that's the case. It's not. Being picky with my picks again. Aoni is a good game. Old one. I guess not that old. It's relatively new. This guy doing Luigi's Mansion. I always love Luigi's Mansion. We'll show that off. Let's get louder there. Alright, thanks again everyone who could watch. I will see you in the next one.
go. What's up, TechSupportSparky? Welcome to you and anybody coming in from your channel. Lucky number 13, and I am currently trying to win a Luigi's Mansion race, but I hit a roadblock. I don't know what I'm doing. How's it going, man? Welcome. She said to heat the tub back up. Doesn't seem to be doing anything.